So we are live. Not live, but making a video. All right. So today we're going to do a nice routine that includes some stretching and a little bit of exercise. All right. Let's get it started. For this routine, you're going to need a stability ball and a stretching strap or a belt. These actually you can get on Amazon for practically nothing. It's a web stretching strap. I like it because it's really, really long. And an exercise ball, stretching strap, and a mat. I think that will be those will be very helpful to you. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is stretch your hamstrings. Lay on your back. There we go. There. And so tonight, I won't go through the whole thing. What I'm going to do is explain how to do it and let you do this on your own. I'd like to see you do your stretches. Do your stretches 3 times. Go back and forth and hold them for at least 15 to 30 seconds. So leg down, and then here's the other reason for a nice long strap. Take a peek. Bring it up, and if you don't have a lot of mobility, on a short strap, you're up here trying to pull here. But here, depending on what your mobility is, you can use a stretching strap to bring things fairly close. So a nice, long, straight leg stretching strap. And make sure your foot is straight, okay, versus curved in or out. And just bring it to a place where you're feeling some resistance and hold it there. All right, just like that. All right. Hold it for a second. It just feels so good. Stretching is wonderful for you. All right. Bring it down. Excuse me. Go to the other side. Now, some people can't do it that way. If you find that you don't have a lot of mobility, abs tight, sit up. Come to the end of your foot, however you can loop it. You're doing it this way and throwing it down. Okay? And then gently raise your knee, plant your foot, and help yourself down. Okay? Holding the strap, and then straighten the other leg and bring your foot up. Go slow. We're not in a rush. Excuse me. We're not in a rush, and we're just going to stretch. All right. If it feels good, you can push it a little further by not just having a flat foot, but you can point the toe towards your face and bring it as far this way with a nice long straight leg as you can. Stretch it out. Just feels so good, especially on cold winter days. All right, next stretch. Set that aside. We're going to do a low back stretch. And so there's a couple of ways to do this. Lay down with one knee up and the other leg straight. Then you're to bring in your leg. You can grab around the outside of your knee or behind your thigh. I would say with regard to the stretching strap, some people have a hard time holding their leg up. What I would then do is take the strap, put it around the back side of your hamstring, right, bend your leg, all right, and then just help yourself with it and pull up this way, all right. That might be a lot easier to have something wrapped around your leg and pull up towards your chest and get a nice long stretch while planting the other leg into the ground, grounding your heel with your foot straight on the opposite side. All right. While you're there, after you're done with this one stretch, you can do this stretch, and then you can, yes. Oh, wait. Sorry, it's a camera. Sorry about that. Oh, ciao. See you soon. I'm taping a routine for somebody. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, and so, like I say, not professional, but okay. And then cross it over. And get a 90-degree angle on your leg and then stretch. You can do this without the stretch strap if you have the mobility. Use the opposite hand to push down on the outside of that knee that's stretching. All right. Otherwise, use your stretch strap and come over. And again, if you don't have a stretch strap, use a belt. But I have found that this can be very helpful for people who don't have the ability to reach behind or on the top of their leg, or it's uncomfortable for them to do that. Then bring your leg down, knee bent, and around the backside, either lift and bring it in and drop the leg, or take the stretch strap behind the thigh and then bring it in like this, flattening the other leg, stretching out your hip flexor and grounding your ankle and your foot into the ground and pull in Hold it for 15 to 30 seconds, the longer the better, all right? And then cross over, abs tight when you cross over, and get a nice long stretch cross body, 90 degrees. Abs tight, navel to spine, so your back can stretch. This is a nice rotary stretch. Okay, next stretch. So in this particular routine, one of the things that I needed for you to do was a hip flexor stretch off the side of the couch. So that's what you would do right here. Obviously, there's no couch. But what you would do is scoot over on the couch, drop the leg you're going to stretch, your left leg, over the side, and then just let it hang. Tilt your pelvis towards your face so that you support your back, and you'll feel your hip flexor just kind of droop. Bend your leg, and just let it go down. And rest it. Hang on so you don't fall off. You don't want to roll onto the floor. You just want to get that left hip flexor stretched out. Okay, so the next stretch is a pigeon stretch, as you recall. Now, in this particular stretch, if you find that you can't get into that position, start with a 90-90, which is to have your leg in front of you at 90 degrees, the leg on the side at 90 as well, and then you're just going to go forward. I find that if people are stiff or they have a hard time with it, this is a great way to start that, where you would then rotate your leg into the back underneath you and then stretch that hip out. Okay, start with your left hip, move to your right, and then go back to your left. Do it twice, do it 2 or 3 times on each side. All right, obviously the first time is because you're stiff and you're doing it. The second time you're waking it up a little bit more, and the third time you should get the full stretch. So on both sides. So straight behind you, all right? Go with whatever your mobility is. If you get into that position and it's really painful, lift up, all right, and stay high, all right? And slowly you'll get yourself to a place where you can be down. You're pretty flexible, as I recall, and you shouldn't have any trouble with it. So start at 90-90, bring that leg in, rotate back, and get a nice long stretch on it. Such a great stretch, especially in the winter. You tend to be tighter when the weather is cold and wet. All right, next stretch. Okay. The next one is a straight leg hamstring stretch. All right. This one you can do in the kitchen, on a high counter or dining room table. All right, it's really easy to do. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to find a surface in front of you here that allows you to bend over, arms out in front of you, head down between your shoulders, sit back on your heels, and get a nice long stretch. Why to have a counter? Because if you don't use a counter, your hands are just in space, and there's not a lot of stretching, and there's tension in the neck. I just don't happen to have a counter here. But nice long stretch, weights in the heels, legs are straight, and you should feel that all the way up the back into the hip bones, straight. This way, and as you push, you're going to push out with your hands, and you'll feel a nice stretch for your back as well. Okay, do that 3 times and hold it for 30 seconds. If you spend a lot of time sitting, this is a great one to equalize that, neutralize that on a daily basis. Okay, next. All right, this is an exercise. Hamstring push-up on the ball. So here is our ball on the wall. All right, we're going to lay down. This is an alternating single leg hamstring curl or push-up. Sorry. You're going to lay on the floor. I think you can see me. Very good. All right, legs are at 90 degrees, and you're going to have your heels on the ball. Okay, back flat, hands down. Tilt your pelvis just a tad so your back is flat. Then lift up with both heels. All right, get into a bridge position. All right, your glutes will be activated. Then take your one leg, pick a leg, whichever one you're more comfortable with, and you're going to come down and then up and down and up. I like to do this one to exhaust, which for you is probably going to be in the beginning 8 to 10, maybe 12. No more than 15, 3 sets, okay? Rest between. All right, come down. And whenever you go up on the ball, dig your heels in, your toes up, come up with 2 feet, and then stabilize and go down. You are stabilized going toward the wall because you're up against the wall, but your lateral and your medial side of the ball is not stabilized. So this works with stability in your hips and strengthen the hamstring and the glutes. Do not touch the ground. You want to come down and hover and then go up and down. Okay? Any questions on any of this, feel free to just reach out to me. I'd rather have you ask. We could even mark a polo if you wanted, or text message, whatever works for you. All right, the next thing in your routine is a core exercise. It's a supine extension with a counterweight. So at home, grab any kind of weight. It can be a round weight, a hand weight, if you have medicine ball or whatever you've got that weighs something. Okay, I'm going to grab just this one right here. This is 8 pounds. All right, so it's a reverse extension, but you're on your back, and we're really working with your core. So here, make sure your back is flat. Bring your knees into where the ball, your arms are bent at 90, and bring your knees in toward that, and feel that out. Make sure it's flat. Now, you might feel a little sore in your back. If you do on that left hip, you can rotate just a little bit to kind of massage that out. It actually feels really good, all right? From here, what you're going to do is you're going to come away from the center, tilting your pelvis towards your face. If you hold it for a second, you're going to feel it, all right? And then you're just going to bring it in. And out, inhale, and exhale. Out, and exhale. Inhale, hold it, exhale. So try not to use momentum. You can make it harder, not necessarily by more weight, but as you come out, come to that position that's sort of like the extent of where you can go and keep your back flat. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, and then bring it in. And that makes it a more difficult exercise. 1, 2, 3, and in. Okay? All right. Next, let's see. Ooh, wall squats. One of the most perfect exercises for quad muscles ever existed. All right, so up against the wall with the stability ball, I believe. Here. Now, make sure the ball is down below the curve in your spine. All right, so it's at the top of your butt. All right, abs tight, shoulders back, weights on your heels. As you come down, you want to be at 90 degrees on the legs. All right, now, and then up. Now, there's different ways to do this, and I'll explain what they are. When you come down into a quarter squat, it's really mostly all quadricep, okay? Quads and glutes. When you come down to 90 degrees, you're working all the muscles equally, which is why I prefer 90 degrees, because everything works, your hamstrings, your quads, and your glutes. When you go down below 90, it's all hamstring and glute muscle. It's not quad. So we need to make sure that all the muscles cooperate together. So just to 90 degrees is just fine. And I'm tempted to tell you to exhaust or up to 15 repetitions, which is exactly what I want you to do. You got the strength to do it. 3 sets. All right? All right, next. Ball away is a forward step with a rotary twist, which can be done with a weight at home. This is great for your back and just for the art of running for stability. All right, so we do it with a Viper tube here, but not everybody has one, so just a weight. So what I want you to do is I want you to step forward like you're going to get ready to run, like just you're stepping off, and then you're just going to twist and come back and switch and twist and come back. It's a nice smooth motion. And switch, twist, come back, and switch, twist, come back. Hold on here. All right, step out, twist, and back. Got it. Step out, twist, and back. So start with 6 to 8. Things to remember, when you do it, you want to make sure you exhale on the way out and support it with a tightened core. All right, and you don't want to be too extreme with the twist because we don't want to tweak your back. All right, so be easy and gentle and go slow in the beginning. Okay, so do this and talk. All right, and come back. Exhale. And in. Exhale. And in. So you can see as the back leg is stretched, and you're on the weights on the front heel, you are actually stretching out the hip flexor on the opposite side and landing the weight appropriately on the opposite side as if you were getting ready to take a step and run. All right. There. Next. Hip flexor stretch standing. Okay, great. This is the last one. So we're going to stagger our stance, and we just did that where we loosened these up, okay? And now we're just going to do the last of it, which is a stretch, which you already really know how to do. Hands on hips first. You can, a couple of ways. You can ground your feet and keep the legs straight, and tilt the pelvis, keeping everything straight in the back, or you can bring that heel up and then tilt forward and tilt and work your hip flexor here, all right? Then what you would do is reach over the top. Start with a simple stretch there. Feel it out, all right? Reach over the top, not too extreme. You want a nice long reach for the sky, not over the top. Just reach for the sky, all right? And you'll feel all of this sort of separate and elongate, which feels really good. Keep your core nice and tight and activate. Hold for 15 seconds or so. Come on back. Start with a nice long straight leg. Bring that heel up. Tilt the pelvis forward. And then sit for a second with it. Don't go into it too quickly. Up. And reach. Like you're trying to reach for the sky. Oh. It just feels so fabulous. I would say 3 times. Hold it for about 15 seconds. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. Good luck. If you have any questions, give me a call or send me a note.